Happy Monday morning. Excuse me. I hope you're having a great start to your week. It is 9:02 a.m. here on the beautiful island of Maui. And I have 3 client sessions today. I'm working from home. My hair is wild. I haven't done anything to it yet. I'm working from home today. I have 3 client sessions, 3 channeling sessions. I'm excited. And also, I wanted to say that if you haven't had a session with me before and you want to connect in, I decided that I'm going to offer 20% off for the rest of the month. My sessions are 150, so that would be $120. And I give you a copy of the recording of our Zoom session for you to continue to watch it back and get the work and go over the messages. It's so much fun. There's a lot of psychic messages that channel through. I do really powerful energy work, and we just dive deep into the mind and start the reprogramming and do mantra and breathing exercises, eye exercises to activate the brain or whatever comes up for you in your session, because every session is so different. Everything is just channeled through just for you specifically in that moment, and it's a lot of fun. But anyway, I just wanted to show you a painting that I'm working on. So I am doing embroidered, I did hot glue on here, and I'm going to make it look like the ocean. And I did this in hot glue, outlined it in hot glue, and then painted it. And then I'm going to stitch around the outside. But I've been doing some art stuff lately. And one of the things that has been coming up for me a lot lately is just talking about what we allow in our lives. And if you have people in your life that you feel are disrespecting you, and you don't speak up and you don't tell these people or this person how you're feeling in a calm way, you don't have to go in ready to go to battle. If you want to have a calm conversation, you need to approach it calmly. You know what I mean? Like, be the master of yourself and make sure that you are grounded in your body. You have a good tone. Even if you have to practice the conversation, go into doing some breathing exercises to get your nervous system to calm down. Now, that doesn't mean the other person is going to respond to you in that way. So it's important to know that. So that way you have yourself in control. Because if you don't say anything to someone, or if you've said something to them multiple times and they haven't changed the behavior, then you have to ask yourself why you're allowing that to take place in your life. Because what I've learned is if we don't teach people how to treat us, then they will somehow subconsciously have a past to think that they can treat you however they want. Because if you don't stand up for yourself and you let people run all over you, they, in the back of their minds, subconsciously and consciously, but subconsciously, they won't respect you because they see that you don't respect yourself. And ask me how I know that. I have learned the hard way many times, and I've been the person doing it too. I've been on both sides. I'm not perfect. I'm not innocent. Every moment is another moment for me to learn how to be a better person that's grounded and more regulated and more respectful and all of those things as I'm learning that for myself. Because if I love and respect myself so deeply, why would I ever allow someone to treat me poorly? And I know that if you're going through this situation, you probably feel anger and resentment toward that person and all kinds of things. But ultimately, if you're not changing your environment, you're allowing yourself to marinate in that anger and animosity. And that's not good for your physical structure. That's not good for your body, and it's not good for your mind. And I'm the type of person, I won't settle and be in a situation for a long period of time. Now, I have stayed longer than I should have many times in situations that were not good for my higher self. And I finally had the spell broken and the patterning in my DNA. I was in this relationship that finally just broke the abandonment that was carrying down generationally in my DNA. And I rarely use absolutes like never, always, everybody, everyone, but sometimes that does count. It is valid. And I will never allow someone to be disrespectful and treat me poorly that I share my body and my mind and my energy with ever again. Like, The spell has finally been broken, and I'm here to heal the generational trauma that's been passed down in my DNA, and it comes from my mother and just all of these different generations of people not being empowered. We're not being empowered, and we're trauma bonding with people instead of love bonding. There's a difference. Love does not treat you disrespectfully. Love encourages your empowerment, because think about it. If you approach someone and you say, hey, I want to talk about something that I'm feeling, about a behavior that I'm perceiving from you, and I'd like to talk to you about it. And even if what they're saying to you isn't true, you can still listen and be respectful and not have to go into like World War III just because they're telling you something about yourself. Like, isn't it insane how humans will like flip out completely when someone says, hey, I don't like the way you're talking to me? Like, wouldn't somebody say, oh yeah, you know what, you're right. I had this tone. I apologize. I just wasn't feeling good. I didn't catch myself in the moment. Instead of deflecting and turning it around on them and then annihilating them, or saying, oh, well, actually, I don't feel like I was talking to you disrespectfully, but I'll check my tone next time. Thank you for bringing it up. Like, it's that simple. Why are we so wounded that we can't even have these conversations? And I believe it's brain trauma, underdeveloped frontal lobes. Like, we're talking about literally like how things are functioning within the nervous system and all of that, because I've re-regulated myself. I've gone through the process of being ready to fight in the corner and defensive and having to protect myself from childhood. So, and like I say, it's something that I'm consistently working on, and I've come into a real peaceful place with myself. But I have no problem with being accountable, especially if someone brings it to my attention. It's like, yeah, you're right. But mostly I catch it in the moment. I'm able to say, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just in a mood. But I'm a Cancer. I go into my crab shell when I'm not feeling good, when I'm feeling some type of way. I will retreat and pull back and go and regulate myself and then come back. So I've learned to be able to communicate that I'm not shutting down. I just go and retreat. I re-regulate myself and then I come back. But if you want to have a conversation with me, I invite you to please let me know when I do something that you don't like. That's what creates a safe environment for us to finally heal deeply. If you're someone who's trying to heal and you're trying to level up, but you're with someone or around people who don't hear you or see you or appreciate you, that's a reflection of you, not them. And that's a hard thing for us to swallow sometimes, you know. But for me, it's an invitation to become empowered in oneself and say, I am not going to tolerate you treating me this way. And if we can't level up together, if you can't get some help for yourself, then we need to figure out this situation, because I'm not about it. And it's hard at first, but the more you do it, the better. You don't feel fear anymore. You feel empowerment and happiness because you're standing up for yourself. You're loving yourself. And on this planet, unless you just want to be ran over all the time energetically by people, you have to stand up for yourself and say no, because saying no to other people is saying yes to yourself.